This is Despicable Me Jelly Lab. As usual, not sure on an exact release date, but the manual I'm sourcing for this video is dated June 2017. I'm not too familiar with this seemingly very popular franchise, but I'll go over it quickly. Despicable Me, as seen in these old Facebook ads, is based off a car dealership infomercial called Dealtastic Me, where the titular Gru worked as a car salesman before turning to villainy. I'm sure you all knew this already, but I figured I'd give a quick overview for those who didn't. The gameplay of this one is despicably straightforward. All you gotta do is time a token drop with this conveyor belt. Some positions earn tickets, but the important section is the card drop. Yeah, this is another one of those card collecting games. You know, complete a unique set, one of the cards is the rare one, get upsold if you want, the whole 9 yards. With this game, there is an additional card that is independent from the set, but has a higher base value than the rest of the cards, if cashed in independently. Speaking of cards, if you've played this game closer to the original release date, you may recognize that the cards in my footage are different. With a lot of these card collecting games, the licensing rights to the original IPs are only temporary, so that's how we go from official characters to Series 2 ticket jars. This game has 2 sides you can play on. It shows a queue of the next few cards that are ready to be dispensed. This is good for targeting specific cards to complete your set. For winning the cards, this token timing is pretty narrow. As shown on the info section of this game, your token needs to be dead center and not bleed outside of the card segment of the belt. To achieve this on my copy, I'm finding that I need to time the token drop with this specific part of the Nickelodeon blob. Which, let's be real, this is the only useful part of having these ticket sections on the playfield. Now that said, the timing will probably be different on your copy. I find this timing doesn't work all the time. Thankfully you get multiple plays so you can correct your shot timing, but let's take a look at 2 settings that might affect this. The first one is for shot interval. It's described as waiting time for shooting next token per second, which might not actually affect the shot timings and just be here to prevent spamming tokens. Okay, so the actual first setting to look at is belt speed. It has 6 possible options, with the last one being random. Within random, they can even toggle on and off the other selectable speeds. So use your own judgment when figuring out the timing on your copy. If you're finding that the same timing doesn't work every time you play, it's probably set to random. The second setting that affects this is sensor detail. This one lets them adjust an offset for the range that allows your token to be valid. If you're finding your copy is denying tokens that are a little offset but still entirely on the range, your arcade may be messing around with this setting. I've only played this one at 2 different arcades, and besides the occasional breakdown, I'd still maintain that this is a very strong ticket farming option. However, the breakdowns can get pretty catastrophic. Sometimes it just rejects everything, including dead center tokens. On this significantly more amusing instance, I was getting several token bursts per shot. This honestly made the game harder for card drops, but I guess the ticket output was okay. When the game behaves as intended, your only roadblock is the token timing. If your arcade has the belt speed set to random, you'll need to have game sense on identifying a new timing once your shots start to feel off. If you like your local arcade's copy, you should be passively keeping an eye on the active cards. Be sure to throw the occasional play on either side to see what the hidden cards are in the queue. I've been doing exactly that with this game, and it's been a decent contributor to that last robot vacuum I got. I'm hoping this isn't controversial, but for me this is an easy S-. It is by a very large margin the best card collecting game that I have played, so far. As long as the game behaves correctly, and your local arcade doesn't mess around with the offset or the rare card ratio too badly, I don't see any difficult drawbacks. It's a simple and very quick gameplay loop. It shows you what cards are in the queue, and yes, you do need to burn some plays to check the card queue, but the game can pay out decent breadcrumbs with the supporting cards too. You can time these face checks with collecting cards you are missing, and if it's just the rare card you need, you should time these face checks with whenever the independent high value card is close to dispensing. Okay, there is one major drawback that might compromise the S tier placement. You do have to listen to minion sound effects during the gameplay.
Banana. Banana. Banana.
You need to have some pretty high mental fortitude to play this. Make sure to cast Mental Barrier before you start playing for advantage on your saving throw against this madness.
Banana.